Okay, so Tana just texted me, and she is gonna be in Vegas tonight. She literally lands in like 4 hours. I'm like, imagine she should be here doing a get ready with me, which I definitely want to do one day. But if Tana is in town tonight, I'm gonna try to meet up with her.
What actually happened when Jeffree Star tried to film a collaboration video with Tana Mongeau? We have all the behind-the-scenes drama only here on Mango Tea.
Oh, drama poodle. There's just so much drama. I don't know how I'm gonna make today's video.
5 minutes later.
Hey girl, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Mango Tea.
Mango Tea. Made in China, bitch.
Drama poodle. Do you have drama for daddy? Tell me the drama. My goodness, drama poodle, I had no idea about that. Thank you for telling daddy all the drama. Bitch, drama poodle was just telling me all the drama surrounding Tana Mongeau lately. Firstly, we're gonna talk about how Tana blew off Jeffree Star for a collaboration video. There was so much drama and controversy on the internet surrounding this because this isn't the first time that Tana's done this. Jeffree ultimately gave Tana a second chance and filmed a collaboration with her and also James Charles. That got the internet into a spin, but we're also gonna be talking about the video that Tana made exposing Vidcon. Tana got banned from Vidcon. She had a lot to say about it. We have our thoughts here, so put on your seatbelt, buckle up. We have a lot to talk about today. Cue the video. Hey girl, and welcome to Mango Tea. If you're new here, my name is Steven Mangoe, and I make daily videos exposing YouTubers. We talk about beauty drama, so if you don't want to miss a thing, please go down and click the red subscribe button as well as a little bell icon. That's going to notify you when I make a new video. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest happenings in the YouTube world, you want to make sure you're subscribed and clicking that little bell icon. Today's video is going to be all about Tana Mongeau. Now, as we all know, there's always some type of drama or controversy that's surrounding Tana. People are always wondering, are her story times real? Are they fake? Are they exaggerated? What's the deal with Tana? She can't have been through all these different crazy things that she talks about in her story times. Or has she? And I feel like people are really on one side of the fence with her. People either really love Tana or they hate her, can't stand her, and do not watch her channel. For me personally, I really do think Tana's entertaining. I think she's funny. I think she's crazy. And I like that she's not filtered. Even though she has millions of subscribers, she doesn't really necessarily care about making sure her content is like brand or advertiser friendly. And she shares videos that she really wants to put out there that are telling her story. So I think that's really cool and I really respect her for that. But she does have a reputation and I do think that there's a reason why. She is known to be very flaky, not on time, or completely ghosting on collaborations. Which brings us to what happened the other day with Tana and Jeffree Star. Now, if you guys didn't know, Jeffree made a video a couple weeks ago recreating a Tana Mongeau makeup tutorial. Now, Tana isn't a makeup artist or anything, so it was really funny to watch Jeffree try to recreate Tana's makeup tutorial, and it was already a hot mess and everything like that. But then Tana did a video where she was trying to recreate a Jeffree makeup tutorial. So then they started tweeting at each other back and forth, talking about doing a possible collaboration. And I thought this would be everything if Tana collaborates with Jeffree, but what would they collaborate about? Maybe Jeffree will do Tana's makeup.
Girl may need a couple makeup pointers from Queen Jeffree.
But nothing really seemed to materialize because they talked about it a couple times, but it didn't actually seem like anything was coming into fruition or anything like that. But then, a couple days ago, Jeffree tweeted this out.
Guys, Tana Mongeau is coming over today. What should we film together?
So from this tweet, it really did look like this collaboration was going to be happening any day now, and Jeffree was trying to find out what kind of video that he should film with Tana.
What do you guys want to see me and Jeffree Star film tomorrow other than me being on time? Mukbang? Weed? Makeup?
So this brings us to the other night. Your girl was in her bed, sipping her tension tamer tea, scrolling through her Twitter timeline, trying to relax and have a good night, when all of a sudden I saw this tweet from Jeffree.
Update. Tana Mongeau was 4 hours late. Y'all really weren't kidding.
Now, does this story seem familiar to you guys in any way? Do you guys remember when Shannon Rose flew all the way to Vegas to do a collaboration with Tana? This is what happened with Shannon.
5 rolls around and I don't hear from Tana. And then 6 rolls around, I'm like, hey dude, hey dude, are you still like coming? Like, what's going on? Am I like, she totally like standing me up. I feel like it's like a date, and like my date has stood me up.
Tana did not care that Shannon flew all the way to Vegas to collaborate with her, telling her, oh, we're going to collaborate at 10 a.m. That rolls around, doesn't happen. Then maybe 5 or 6 p.m. doesn't happen. Then midnight rolls around. Shannon wrote to Tana and said, hey, like, what's going on? I'm taking off my makeup. I thought you were supposed to be coming. I came all the way here to do this collaboration. To where Tana was like, well, let's do it at 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning rolls around. Shannon stayed awake to try to do a collaboration with Tana. And no Tana. Tana didn't show up. She let Shannon come all the way there and spend all this time, probably money, effort, energy, to film this collaboration, and Tana was just way too busy or whatever was going on to actually sit down and film that collaboration with Shannon. This also happened to Manny MUA. Allegedly, Tana blew off Manny MUA for a collaboration. And then it also appeared that James Charles was chiming into this whole ordeal with Jeffree.
James didn't tell you? Jeffree's a very smart man. I really didn't think I had to. Ha ha ha, Sister Tana will probably show up in 2 days. James has first-hand experience.
So I feel like what James was trying to say to Jeffree in this tweet was that, like, you know that Tana has a reputation, you know Tana's not on time, like, what do you expect when you're going to do a collaboration with someone who's known as a hot mess? Tana isn't known as being responsible, on time, or anything like that. But on the other hand, it's like, come on Tana, you have 3.4 million subscribers. She has a whole entire team behind her, so you think that her team would make sure that she's fulfilling her obligations. And especially when it's involving someone like Jeffree. Jeffree has several million subscribers. So even though, yes, Tana has several million herself, by going on Jeffree's channel, that's a whole different audience than what is probably normally watching Tana. I feel like people who watch Tana are like high school teenage girls and stuff like that, maybe early 20s, but it's mostly teenagers and like young adults and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like Jeffree has a much wider base of subscribers, and I feel like they're a little bit on the older end, but they're mostly makeup enthusiasts and beauty people and others that are in that industry. And I think it would have been really good publicity for Tana to be on Jeffree's channel and do the video. So even though she might have been hungover, drunk, like whatever it is, I think Tana should have just gotten up out of bed, went there, filmed the video. It's like, what else does she have that's more important than doing a video with Jeffree? This is her business. Who knows? Maybe Jeffree was even going to pay her some of his ad revenue. We don't know how that necessarily goes, but I just think, like, why would you blow off one of the biggest YouTubers on doing a collaboration? Like, who do you think you are, Tana, to not actually go to Jeffree's house to do the video? Why promise someone? That's the thing, and that's what also is hard for me to accept, is when someone just completely ghosts you, doesn't respond, or just doesn't have the courtesy to call or tell you. It's like, if you don't want to hang out with someone, I would rather someone just tell me, like, I'm not in the mood, I don't want to, or whatever the deal is, let's reschedule till tomorrow. I just hate being led on, and I feel like that's kind of how Jeffree felt about Tana. He was led on to believe that they were going to film this collaboration. Now let's look at this too. Jeffree probably has a camera crew. He probably has a team that helps him film his videos. I don't see Jeffree reaching around the camera, clicking the record button himself. Maybe he does. We don't necessarily know. I've never been to Jeffree Star's home, but I do think that he does have people who help him film his videos. So he's probably paying money to have people there waiting for Tana to show up. And Tana didn't actually show up that night. So on Twitter, this is what Jeffree was saying actually happened from the point from when Tana didn't show up.
Update. Nate and I are on the way to Malibu to have dinner on the beach. Hashtag baby daddy. Also, I have some new crazy face masks to try, so after dinner, Nate and I are going to film a first impressions video.
People were getting so upset at Tana, and this is what they were saying on Twitter.
Tana Mongeau should be honored to collaborate with Jeffree Star. How dare she be 4 hours late? That's just rude and disrespectful on her part. That's not cute at all. I don't get why anyone would want to work with her. She doesn't think anyone is important enough to have her show up on time. Also, she doesn't value other people's time. How annoying that she thinks her time is more important than everyone else's. If I was you, I'd just tell her to forget it and collab with someone who appreciates the exposure.
I was really curious, how is Tana going to respond to Jeffree on Twitter? Now, for Jeffree to actually tweet out that Tana was late, I think really says a lot. It's like, Jeffree has her number. Jeffree could just privately text her and say, hey, where are you? What's going on? But I felt like he was completely ghosted and blown off by Tana, that he put her on blast to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people saying, hey, Tana's late, what's going on? So if I was Jeffree, I actually filmed this video the other day before they actually decided to do the collaboration. I'm refilming it because the collaboration actually happened. happened. But I just think that with Jeffree, I wouldn't have given Tana another chance. I would have said so many YouTubers and so many people would have loved that opportunity to be on my channel. Why am I going to give this girl another chance when she clearly doesn't respect or value my time or anything like that? So if it was me, I wouldn't give Tana another chance. But on the other side, she has millions of subscribers. She has a big audience. They probably would make a really interesting video. And on top of that, ad money. It's not like they're just sitting in front of a camera doing it for giggles. They're not doing it just to entertain each other. They're doing it as a business decision. So I think on the other hand, Jeffree actually did kind of back up a little bit from being so direct at her on Twitter. I feel like he did kind of take a step or two back and say, okay, if I still want to do this collaboration with Tana, then I have to actually dial back the emotions and whatever's going on with Tana and what's going on. But if I want to actually do this video, then I have to try to like shut my mouth and try to reschedule with her. So I didn't actually think it was going to happen. I figure that Tana was probably upset at Jeffree or vice versa. There's probably a lot of emotions. And I feel like if I was Tana, I would be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed to go to Jeffree's house the next day and be like, oh, sorry, I blew you off. So this is what Tana tweeted out the next day.
Guys, I have like food poisoning and my power has been out all day. Ha ha ha, I wanna die.
She's claiming that she had food poisoning. If she had food poisoning, it's not like she doesn't have fingers to text. It's not like her manager didn't know that she was going to his house to film a video. It's not like no one knew. It's not like she wasn't probably in bed on Twitter refreshing and getting thousands of tweets directed at her about this whole situation. So maybe it was a public relations sort of thing. Maybe Jeffree and Tana planned this to make it seem like Tana blew him off and to kind of stir up drama. Can we put something past someone like Jeffree or Tana to actually do that? Maybe this is something that they actually wanted to do in order to get other people talking, so when they actually do the collaboration and actually film it, edit it, and put it on YouTube, it's going to get more views than it would have gotten if there wasn't some type of drama or controversy surrounding it. Because look, I'm a drama channel, I'm here talking about it, so it actually worked if this was something that they already pre-planned. So then the next day, I see that Tana, Jeffree, and James Charles actually filmed the collaboration video. This actually happened. There was photos, there was Snapchats, there was Instagram stories. They actually did get together and film this collaboration. So this is what went down. So to me, it looks like they filmed both a mukbang and a get ready with me video, because James tweeted out, how did I get roped into filming a collaboration of a mukbang at 1 a.m. with Tana Mongeau and Jeffree Star? So they filmed at least a mukbang with James. I believe that Jeffree and Tana just filmed their get ready with me video together. And there was also like a Snapchat and video by like Jeffree's pink cars and stuff like that. And there were some other like photos and stuff that they tweeted out about this. I'm just really interested to see how this video plays out and what actually happens. Think about it, guys. Look at all the different friends of Jeffree who've collaborated with him over the past few years and where they are now. Nikita Dragon, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, they all collaborated with Jeffree and now they're all just happen to not be friends anymore. So there's something that goes on in the world of Jeffree Star. I don't know if these people get jealous. I don't know if there's some sort of business deals or some other things that go on that kind of cause a rift with all of these guys, but I'm just interested to see how this video is going to play out with Jeffree, James, and Tana. I just feel like with this whole situation that if people like Jeffree let Tana get away with showing up late, then she's going to continuously do that to other people. It's not like she actually learned her lesson like, oh, I actually screwed this guy over, I need to make it up to him in some way. Of course, we don't know what went down privately or what they actually said in phone messages or anything like that, but just from what it seems, over the last couple years with Tana, she has had this history of not being on time. She even says in other videos that she sleeps all through the day and she wakes up at like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening sometimes. So to me, it's really not shocking that this actually happened, but I just think that because it happened with Jeffree Star of all people, that I just feel like Tana isn't really taking things seriously. Maybe she thinks she's like this big star and she doesn't actually have to show up on time and people are going to wait for her, but it just doesn't actually have like a good image. And I actually think that overall those other people are going to steer away from someone like Tana just based on her behavior with someone such as Jeffree Star. So before all this drama went down with Jeffree Star, Tana made a video on her vlogging channel about how she's not going to be attending Vidcon in 2018. Now this video was over an hour and 45 minutes long, and Tana said online that this was a video exposing VidCon. So I was really curious what she was going to actually say in this video, because as we know, VidCon is one of the biggest video conventions for YouTubers and people who create content and stuff like that. So for someone like Tana to go after VidCon, it was just very surprising to me that she'd make a video like this, because these are big opportunities for YouTubers of her size, because they allow you to go and meet your fans, you have panels, and you host different workshops and seminars and stuff like that. And pretty much all of the very large YouTubers with big followings go to these conventions. They get paid to go, and they get put up in hotel rooms and all that sort of stuff. So I felt like something really must have went down for Tana to expose them. But is it a good business decision overall for Tana to expose someone like VidCon? Because she's going to Playlist Live this year, which I'm also going. I'm going to be there April 27th to 30th in Orlando, Florida this year. So if you guys are there, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to meet you guys if you are going to be going to Playlist Live this year. But what about, you know, people like at Playlist? They're going to say, oh, is Tana just going to come around and expose us if we let her come to our convention this year? Because look at how she trashed on VidCon. So I was on a long car ride, so I got to listen to this whole video, so I'll basically give you a summary of what happened. So essentially, Tana went to VidCon over the course of, say, like 3 different years. Tana wasn't made a featured creator. Now, if you're a featured creator at VidCon, you get a special badge. You're able to go through like different back entryways, so, you know, the main general crowd doesn't swarm you if you do have a really big following and stuff like that. So it allows like different creators other opportunities of networking and stuff like that, but they didn't make Tana a featured creator. Now, this also happened another time where Tana was not made a featured creator when she had around 1 million subscribers or something like that. So Tana was all upset that she wasn't made a featured creator. She kept trying to go through like the featured creator areas. They wouldn't let her in. She'd get upset and say, well, I have 1 million subscribers, for example, and they still wouldn't let her in through these different hallways and stuff like that. She would have to host a panel, and she'd be made to sit in the audience before her panel and not like in like the backstage area because she didn't have this special badge. And then she's like, I'm here hosting a panel for you guys. You're not going to give me access to go backstage. So I really do see it from Tana's perspective on this, because it's like, hey, you guys are making money off of me. For example, the last year that she went, they had the Escape the Night theme. So she was there on like the Anaheim Convention Center with like her face on the building. She was there doing like workshops for them. She had to do like this Escape the Night escape room thing. She was doing like PR and all these different things, but she wasn't a featured creator when everyone else on Escape the Night did have the featured creator badge. It's just kind of weird that they didn't make Tana one. Why wouldn't they have made Tana a featured creator when she has so many subscribers, especially when she's part of a marketing campaign for the event? Well, the prior year, Tana caused a whole ruckus. Now, the way Tana tells the story, she makes it seem like she's like the innocent victim in all of this, and they didn't give her the pass, and they're just like so mean to her, and they've been kicking her out. She's wanted to go to VidCon for her whole entire life, and she's never had the opportunity. Now she's here, and they keep trying to kick her out. And okay, I kind of see it from her perspective when they're not being accommodating to her. But on the other side, I think you guys have to actually see how Tana was behaving. Here's a video clip of Tana getting kicked out of VidCon. As you can see, Tana is causing such a commotion. She's not just being peaceful, like leaving or whatever. She's yelling, she's screaming. She has all these other fans and people running and chasing her. Someone smashed down a door, and all these different things were going on. And one woman who claimed that she was the CEO of VidCon, she didn't turn out to be the CEO of VidCon, but she was someone who was part of like the event staff, for example, told Tana that she's not welcome there. Maybe next time she'll be a featured creator, but they don't want anything to do with her this year. She's to leave the premise and put her in, you know, an SUV to go back to her hotel. They didn't even put her up in a hotel room after all this sort of stuff. So there was just like all this different drama. So I feel like on VidCon's side, they didn't want the drama and the controversy. Why would they reward that behavior? They don't want to reward someone like Tana when she's caused such a commotion for them, why are they going to go give her a featured creator badge when she's causing such a commotion for the staff? Because she was having like all these like informal meetups, and then they get upset saying, oh, this is like a fire hazard if you're like doing a meetup in this area and you can't be here. And then she was like, if you just let me go through the featured creator hallways and stuff like that, then you wouldn't have this situation. You wouldn't have the situation where I'm here and causing a fire hazard, because I'd actually be able to go through different ways so I'm not chased by all these fans. So I think that Vidcon did have the opportunity to give her the badge to be able to go through the back ways, to not get mobbed by people, but I just think that there was like a Tana versus Vidcon war, and I feel like Tana was a little bit naive to think that they were going to make her a featured creator this year in 2018, because they promised her in some way. Then the list came out and she wasn't actually on the list, so Tana was pissed. She made the hour 45-minute long video. You guys can see it on Tana's vlogging channel if you're interested in hearing the full story. But I just think that, in my opinion, from when I was watching, it's like, what was really happening? How was Tana behaving? How did Tana contribute to all of this? Because I don't feel like they were just trying to be generally disrespectful or rude to her, or trying to like snub her in some way or something. I do think that Tana probably did contribute to the whole mess of Vidcon. I think that there are some elements of truth of what she's saying, but I do think on the other hand that Vidcon probably didn't want to have Tana at their event given her controversial behavior from the prior years that she was there. But I don't think Tana really has anything to worry about. She's going to Playlist Live this year. There's other sort of events and things that go on. Other people have come forward and telling their stories about Vidcon and some of these other events and stuff like that. So I never been to Vidcon or Playlist Live or anything. This year is going to be my first time at Playlist Live. And then in June, Jeff and I may go to Vidcon. We haven't decided 100% if we're going to go or not, just because it's in Anaheim. It's close to where we live in LA, so we've been thinking about going to that. But I guess when you have millions of subscribers, she's getting so much in ad revenue, she doesn't really need to go to those events. I mean, she can have her own, meetup if she wanted to. She can charge people. She has her concerts and her tours, so Tana's going to be fine. I'm not worried about that. I just think that Tana's behavior, I guess the theme of this video is that Tana just has to watch her behavior, whether it's blowing off Jeffree Star for being late for a collaboration, or whether it's causing commotion with the Vidcon staff. Again, I like Tana. I like watching her videos. I think she's funny and entertaining, but I just think that on the flip side, she is young. She's 19, 20 years old or something like that, so I don't think that Tana probably has the maturity to really understand the consequences of her behaviors and her actions. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave me a comment. I love reading and hearing from you guys in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and click on that little bell icon. That's going to notify when I make new videos. I'm aiming to make daily videos on this channel. I have some very exciting videos and things to share with you guys, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.